Hello, Catherine. Hello, Kevin.
Um, Malcolm, I'm gonna be main. I'm gonna be mainly watching because I'm exhausted.
That's that's good. Master Zhang used to say, "Watching counts. Watching's good." Uh, Guys, I'm sorry for being in here so late. Annie and I are going to have to work out some kind of different schedule. What happens is in between classes, she squeezes a bunch of vegetables, and then we have have some juice, right? It just takes too long. Um, so anyway, sorry. Uh, we'll figure something else out.
I can start prepping with vegetables so that I don't have to do the prep.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
on the weekends because you've got another class, I'll just make sure the vegetables are prepped.
Sounds good. So she's gonna prep the vegetables earlier, and then it won't take so much time right now. Okay. So Jill and I actually, I think, got Jill to the same place that Catherine is right now. So hopefully we should all be at the same place. I think rather than start at the beginning and do a couple series, because Catherine is having is uncomfortable, let's just work on the next move. And Catherine, you can just watch. You know, it's fine. We did part of this next move, right? So, oh, Jill, we were gonna work on the last move that we did. We were gonna work on a little bit more. So let's let's work on that, and then we'll move ahead to I think it's move 11. I don't remember. Close, close, throw, block and hit, open, forward china, reverse china, set, throw, block and hit, pull back and clear the arm, punch to the side. So, Catherine, there's something that you and I did not go over earlier, I don't think. Anyway, I'm going to do it again, right? Or maybe do it the first time, right? China, reverse china, set. Okay, so what does it mean, set? This is a throw that uses the elbow. And when you set, what you're doing is putting your elbow up right next to some guy's neck. So I'm actually up on his shoulder, right next to his neck. And then I'm going to shift my weight from the back leg to the front leg, and I'm going to turn my waist and press down. That will cause him to go like this. At the same time, I've got his other hand here in this hand. So I set, right, and I begin to shift and I lift his hand up as I press his neck down. Kevin, is that clear? Chinna, reverse chinna, set, throw, block and hit. Clear the arm, punch to the side. Just comfortable. One more. Chin-a, reverse chin-a, set and throw, block and hit, clear the arm, punch to the side. Okay, questions? Jill, questions?
Could you call out the waist shifts?
Yes. Weight is forward on the right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, boom. Yes, Kevin.
So I know that's supposed to be a jump and you do a sort of a stamp. Is if you do a jump, are you stamping on something or is that just sinking your weight kind of thing?
Just to be cool. The stamp, right, is to be cool. It's too much for us old duffers, right? So we just do the step. The right, so you block and hit, and when you go to hit, the guy's too good. He's too smart. He grabs your hand. Now he's got hold of your hand. How do you get rid of him? Well, one thing you can do is twist your arm in like this. Right? And then your other hand goes over and comes down and just smacks his hand off of your wrist. Or maybe you smack him in the wrist, right? Is that clear? Now, usually when you do this, you don't do it so fast. I was sort of doing it fast like that to illustrate the point. Usually you just do it like this. But that's what you're really doing, is just let your weight. It's not your arm doing it, it's your weight doing it. Clear? Catherine, any questions?
No, I mean, no, I mean, not tonight. I mean, not today. It's morning for you.
All right, let's go on to the next move. The next move is a long move with a lot of moving parts in it, but you probably don't know it, but you actually know some of these parts. Let's relax. Hidden hand punch. It's the waist turn. Shift your weight, turn the waist. If you've done silk reeling, when we do the whole silk reeling routine, this is one of the exercises. Hidden hand punch, neck punch. hidden hand punch, neck punch. So I like this particular little sequence here. This is really good for you because if you do it correctly, you should be going between the Tanzhong and the Mingmen, right? And that really works your spinal column. Right? Watch. Right? I'm down in the Mingmen in the back, so my chest is relaxed. I'm down in the back. Now come up into the chest. Right? And back into the Mingmen. Chest. Mingmen. Chest. Mingmen. Chest. Mingmen. Chest. Mingmen. So there are, next time I see one, I'll try to bookmark it. There's some great video of Master Feng really doing this. So when you really do it, you are really using this to drive the motion. When we're doing it, we kind of, because we're not used to using the body that way, we tend to sort of go on the outside to the movement of the arms, because the movement of the arms is very complex. All right? But when you watch Master Feng do it, he's so in his body, it's so strong that you can really see, right? Now, you don't want to do it that way, and you certainly don't want to practice it that way at the beginning. But it's interesting to know that there's a whole spectrum of possibilities from very light to pretty strong. Let's start on the very light end, right? And again, when you're doing the hidden hand punch, right, you should be in your Mingmen, in the back of the Danqian. And then the Tanzhong. Mingmen. Tanzhong. Mingmen. Tanzhong. Mingmen. Tanzhong. Joe, hold your fist up. Yes. No, no. You don't want to do it this way. You'll end up with a broken thumb. All right? Do it this way. The thumb closes in over the first two fingers, digits. If you make a fist like this, and then you hit someone or you do something, you're going to hurt yourself. And the idea is not to hurt yourself, it's to hurt the other guy, right? Of course, I mean that in the most gentle and meditative way. Right? So that's the beginning. Just relax and hidden hand punch, and then a punch to the neck. And then this hand should be up by the ear. All right? When you do hidden hand punch, right, what you're doing is some guy's running at you like this, and he's coming from like about 45 degrees away. The first thing you do is you just put your arm up. All right? Now, you don't, your hand should be soft. It can be in a fist, but it needs to be soft. All right? And what you're stopping him with is your forearm. So you're just putting your forearm up here, so he has to contend with that. he can't get to your neck or whatever without dealing with your forearm. For you, the forearm is just a defensive wall. And then what you're going to do is your counterattack is going to come under your own elbow. And where are you hitting him? Well, he's running like this. He comes in contact, and that leaves all this open underneath. He's not paying any attention to that because he's paying attention to your arm. All right? Now you can come in on his solar plexus or on his ribs. All right? And then, so he's gonna, hopefully what he's gonna do, hopefully this is a good enough blow that he's gonna kind of be a little shocked, right? And then you flip around and pop him in the neck, right here. Okay, that's the beginning of this. Relax. Block. Hidden hand punch. Spin the body and punch to the neck. Now, again, he's a smart guy. He's a good wrestler. So he's grabbed your arm. You didn't get to hit him in the neck. He grabbed your arms. Now you got to get his hand off your arm. How you do it is like this. You just come, he's got hold of you, right? He's holding you from under, well, it's a little hard to picture. I can't do it to myself, right? But he's got hold of you. It might be on top, it might be underneath, it doesn't matter. He's got hold of you. And what you're going to do is come down on his arm about right here on him. Boom. And again, it's not so much using your arm as it is using the weight of your body. Boom. All right, let's put that in there. Relax. Block. Hidden hand punch. Neck punch. Clear the arm. Now you might have to really go down to do that. I like this move because it really encourages you to get down in your quad, all right? Yes, you go down at the knees, but what you're really doing is sinking the weight of your body down. And that's what hits him with your hand. It's not your arm, but the weight of your body, all right? And just remember, your knees don't come out straight ahead. They come out at an angle, all right? Like you're riding a horse. Okay, that next move, maybe the simplest way to understand it, is, Master Zhang used to explain it this way, is just a double arm block. So maybe somebody's got you around the waist or something, right? They're, you just, boom, come down in their arms, right? Boom. 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 The next move is called boxing the ears. Boxing the ears. This is a very good move to know. There's lots of people in the world who need to have their ears boxed. There are many ways to box someone's ears. Boxing the ears means you can be hitting the neck, you can be hitting the ears. Be careful with that because you can break someone's eardrums. But you can also kill them doing this. So it just depends on what you want to do. All right? The neck, the ears, or the head itself, the temples, right? Often it's just like this. Boom. Right? But in this case, we're going to go backward and we're going to use the knuckles of the hands. Boom. Why would you do that? Why would I do that, Kevin?
The knuckles are harder than your hand.
Yes, but why? Well, yes, that's true. However, I can guarantee you, if somebody gets you really good,
Oh, yeah.
you won't care because it's going to hurt. Why?
Well, if you hit the
tip of my arm. Why am I doing that?
because you're going around somebody's arms that are coming in, and then you're hitting him in the temple with the back of this.
He's blocking. He's blocking. The simplest block when you see a punch like this coming is just to put your hands up. All right. So I put my hands up, and this is just classic boxing, right? I put my hands up to keep from getting hit, right? So what has to happen is I have to go around his hands. And you think, well, how does that work? Well, partly it's just the curve in your arms, right? But part of it is the hinge of the wrist going backward. Often when you strike in Tai Chi, you're not trying to kill the guy. You're just trying to discombobulate him. Not every strike is the killer strike. You got to wear him down. And the way to wear somebody down is, number one, to tire them out, and number two, to confuse them. So if you get slapped upside the head like that, trust me, you will feel confused. It's very disconcerting. You know what the best punch in Tai Chi is? All right? Right up under somebody's nose. Bam. That, honestly, can kill someone. But if it doesn't kill them, I guarantee you they will be crying. They won't be able to see. They'll be in great pain, and they'll probably be on the ground. And you can do that so fast that they don't even see it coming.
You remember that time I put my one finger under your nose and was leaning you backwards and you damn near killed me?
So, right, this is just hinging the back of the hands. And then there's a snap, just like you're popping my favorite little thing here, right? It's just a little pop. Pop. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7. that's usually a strike backwards. Guess what you're striking?
Hurdy bits.
You're striking right into the groin. And you think, well, that's not a very good punch. No, it's a great punch. It's a really good punch, right? You use your weight. And again, it's exactly like using a little whip. Now, the thing that always seems to get everybody with this last punch is how you get into the punch. Hit back, and then just fold over right onto your own stomach, right onto your solar plexus. Punches in Tai Chi don't usually come straight ahead. They usually come at a 45-degree angle. It's just because of the way the body is built. All right, so this punch, this punch is going to come at 45 degrees. Not straight ahead, not 90 degrees, 45 degrees. And it's going to be a punch somewhere between here and here. So it could be into the liver, it could be into the groin, etc., etc. Some people actually punch down, so that would be in this area here. All right. I sort of punch a little. It's not level, but it's a little bit down. So what happens is, boom. You hit backward, and then it just folds over to the front. And this finger is going to do this. It's going to point at what you want to hit. The other thing it does, because you're pointing at the guy, what do you think he's going to do? What is he going to look at? He's going to look at that little finger pointing, and the other one's going to come out and hit him. Right? Look at this. Look at this. Boom. The hit all comes from the waist. I'm getting my full Tron on. I'm getting my Tron on. All right. Watch the waist. Shift your weight, turn your waist, That's what creates the punch, not your arm muscles. Yeah, your arm muscles are involved, but they're kind of just the icing on the cake. Your arm muscles are used more to direct the punch than to create the punch. The creation of the punch comes from the weight shift and the waist turn. I remember back in the day, when I started with Master Zhang, he was 64 years old. And I worked with him until he was about 90. And when he was still in his 60s, he became less and less active as time went on, let's put it that way. And when he would do these punches, or anything where he did some fa jin, I would watch him, and I swear that I could see energy coming off his fist or off his, and how to explain what it looked like. It was like the fist would come out like this. And if you were really watching him, it was like boom, 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 boom. It was like, I don't know how to explain it other than that. It was like waves in the air. And it wasn't anything that you could, it wasn't anything physical, but you could see it. And those, you know, he would hit, and you would see those waves go boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Kevin.
If you've ever seen any super slow motion photography of a bullet or something going forward, you can see the compression waves go ahead of the bullet and what it does. And it's exactly, you can see it. Sometimes when you're doing this, I can feel it here. It's just like, okay,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And Master Zhang taught the old way. Master Zhang was actually very conservative. Master Feng was very liberal. I'm talking just about their character, not their politics. Master Zhang was quite a conservative person. Master Feng was much more progressive or liberal. And it showed up in their teaching too. It's not good or bad, it's just the color that they were. Right? And Master Zhang never explained anything like that. And that was one of his most important teachings for me, was his lack of explanations. And I've thought about that a lot, because it's very different from the American way of teaching. The American way of teaching is, I have to tell you everything. I have to give you everything. He was not like that. First of all, he never pointed most things out. And I'll tell you what the philosophy was. He never mentioned his philosophy either, but I'll tell you what it was. I'm going to do this, and you all are going to watch. And you all, let's say there's 40 people. Some of you are going to be with me for 20 or 30 years. And you're going to really be serious about this. Some of you are only going to be here for a year or two. It's less serious in that way, but you're here for a reason, etc., etc. Some of you are natural athletes. Some of you are not natural athletes. So there's a wide spectrum within a class. How can I possibly say anything that's going to fit this huge spectrum. I can't. So, like any good Taoist, he left it up to the students. If you really wanted to get this, then you would pursue it. It's not about him telling you the answer, it's about you finding the answer. And what I realized within a year or two is, of course, that's actually the only way this kind of learning makes any sense. If you're just trying to learn to add up numbers, that's different. But if you're trying to learn this stuff, it's all about your own personal experience. Yes, it's true that there are great commonalities between people and between generations. Nevertheless, this is about your experience. So if I give you the answer to something, you have now lost the joy of discovery. And that answer will never truly be yours. And I'll tell you why, and we all do this. I do it too, you guys do it. When someone gives you the answer to something, you will discount it. Oh, well, yeah, I knew that. Okay, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, we all know that. No, you didn't know that. You didn't know that 30 seconds ago. But you mentally just go, oh, okay, it's no big deal. When you got to work for it, when you got to ask questions and search for this, and it takes you 5 years to figure it out, and then you go, my God, it was right in front of my face the whole time. Yes, exactly, it was, but you actually discovered it. Now it's yours, and you will never forget it. And the entire history of your process of discovery becomes you. So, for instance, when you meditate, this is the most common form of meditation. If you stand like this for 10 minutes, I can guarantee you, you will have such painful upper arms and shoulders, you will have to stop. And yet Master Zhang and Master Feng could literally stand there for hours without any problem. How did they do it? No, Kevin.
See, I know the answer, but I still can't do it, you know?
Well, that's a matter of practice, right? He never explained it. He said, here's how you stand. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows. Right? Very light flex in the knees, keep a round dong. Right? Look about 20 feet ahead of you, whether your eyes are open or closed. Now, stand there for 2 hours without moving. I mean, you can move a little bit, you can shift your weight and stuff, but basically you stand here for 2 hours, and when you're done, you're not sore. What is it that you have to do to make that work? Now, you're going to have to practice it, but there's a basic principle. And if you are studying Tai Chi and Qigong, that principle is right in front of your nose. But I will tell you, it took me 10 years to figure that out. All right? It took 10 years to figure it out, and then you just slap yourself in the head. Oh, of course. Duh. Why? Why did he not tell us? Why didn't he just tell us so that we could all go do it? Because that's not the point. Because it doesn't matter what level you're at, there's always another level. So it's your process of discovery that matters.
It's like you have a huge, long differential equation on the board. Your teacher tells you the answer. You still don't know how the hell they got there.
Honestly, the day I figured out how to do that, it's not like it's weird and esoteric. It's just so basic. But the day I figured it out, part of me was going, well, you dope, it's been right in front of your nose the whole time. But the other part of it was, it just made me feel so good. Yeah, okay, that's how it works. It's not mysterious. Right? It's very basic. There are a million things like that. People sometimes turn Tai Chi and Qi and energy body and Qigong into these kind of esoteric, weird, woo-woo, oh, it's all mystic and everything. Well, yeah, I guess it seems that way from the beginning. But the more you get into it, the more, frankly, prosaic it seems. Oh, this is just another way of being in the world. And once you sort of get into being in that way, it just seems rather normal. And the process of discovery, the process is what's important. There's a line in the Tao Te Ching. I hope you all know it. All right? The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. What does that mean? What do you mean? The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. What does that mean? It means something very, very specific. All of Taoism rests on that one line. I'm literally. The Tao, they usually use the word spoken rather than named, but the Tao that can be spoken, that can be explained, that can be named, is not the eternal Tao. You cannot name it. You cannot explain it. You can know it. You can live it, but you can't explain it. What? Oh, that's so woo, that's so mystic. No, it's very plain. It's very simple. Jill, go for it. You looked like you were going to say something.
Well, I don't know. I was sort of landing on the word ineffable, but that's not right either.
Well, no, actually, in English, we would say that. The Tao is ineffable.
Oh,
You can't put it into words. It
right.
can't be spoken.
Well, I guess it can be sometimes translated as knowable, but um, I
Yes, and you can't. You can say you cannot know the Tao.
uh,
At least not in the sense of you understand the whole Tao. No, that's not going to happen. You may understand it to a degree, especially as it affects you and affects your community. But no, you're not going to understand the Tao. You were going to say?
I guess the other word that was coming up was it's uncontained, uncontainable.
You know, I watch videos all the time of tornadoes, and we've had a lot of tornadoes lately. And often these are very destructive. Very destructive. A lot of people lose their lives, so it's not a joke. So it's like, well, then why do you watch these tornadoes? One, they're beautiful, often very beautiful. Even when they're not beautiful, they're always powerful. But the really important thing is they're wild. They're wild. We do not control them. If you've had any thought that humanity is controlling nature, just watch a few tornado videos. All right? I watch them because it reminds me that humanity thinks it's the top of the pyramid. It's not. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. Catherine, what do you think? You gonna make it? All right, go rest, hon. Rest up. Guys, we'll see you all next time. Ciao.